It's no secret that as we age, there are changes throughout our body that make us appear older. But did you know that many of these changes are actually reversible? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to reverse some of the changes in your body that make you appear older so you can start to look younger starting from today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 changes that make us appear older and give you an exercise to fix each one. Before I show you the exercises, I just wanted to mention that these are not going to be suitable for everyone. Make sure you get checked out by your own healthcare practitioner before you give them a try. And if they cause you pain or discomfort, definitely avoid them. Anyway, let's have a look at the exercises now. The first thing that can make people look older than they should is chin poking. So I see this a lot with the people I treat here. We call it a chin poking posture when the chin is way out ahead of the chest like this. You can see it from the side even more clearly. So if this is a normal posture, chin poking postures look like this, and it gives that appearance of being a little bit older than maybe you should do, but more importantly, it's actually harmful for the neck to have a chin poking posture. It compresses all of the facet joints at the back of the neck. It can make the neck feel tight and stiff, and it can also trigger headaches. And it's also a leading cause of humps at the back of the neck, which most people find that they don't want to have as they get older, and they try and put things in place to stop it. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to prevent this chin poking posture and look younger as a result. So the exercise I'm going to show you is called chin tucks, and it's one of my favorite exercises for neck posture. So let's say you're a little bit like this already. The exercise is very simple. You're going to take 2 fingers, you're going to put them on your chin like this, you're going to keep your eyes perfectly level, and you're going to use those fingers to help you guide back into almost a double chin. So we're going to kind of overcorrect the movement, hold for a few seconds, and then relax back to neutral. And then repeat again, so bring the chin in, hold for a second, and then relax like this. And you can see what I'm trying to do here is keep my eyes perfectly level. So I'm not doing that, I'm keeping them level and just coming back like this. Now this is an easy exercise to do because you can do it anytime, any place. And if you're driving or something, you can even do this in the car without using your hands. So you can have your hands on the steering wheel and just bring your neck back in like this. Now it won't feel like too much is happening for many people, but if you're one of the people who is in a chin poking posture, you might feel everything at the back of the neck start to open up. And that's how your neck should be. You're putting your head back into the position it was designed, which means you're taking pressure off the facet joints and improving your neck mobility. So I recommend most people practice that for a couple of minutes a day as long as it feels comfortable to do so. You can do it sporadically throughout the day, and it should build a new habit so that you normally sit like this rather than going into that chin poking posture. So the next thing that makes people appear older than they should do is rounded shoulders. And we see this a lot, not just in older people, but now in people who use their phones or their iPads all the time. So we see this in teenagers who tend to walk around like this, but it is also quite common in people over the age of 50. So it's often possible, if you're rounded, to bring yourself back up without forcing yourself back into this position. And one of the reasons people are rounded is because they've lost control of the muscles that live between the shoulder blades. So you can see that if I do this, my shoulder blades are fully spread apart. So I'm rounded in this poor posture. So if I try to activate those muscles, if they've been switched off for a very, very long time, it's really difficult for me to connect with them. So I'm going to show you an exercise now that helps you connect with those muscles between the shoulder blades and should bring your posture naturally back up. So you're open with your head up, your chest out, and those muscles engaged. So we call this exercise the band pull apart. So I'm going to use a resistance band here. You can get these very cheaply online. And you're going to stand with your band out in front of you like this, making sure you haven't got a wall in close proximity. All we're going to do with the exercise is bring the band open and across the chest, squeezing it as far back as we can. And as we do this, we should feel our shoulder blades come together at the back of the movement. You're going to hold for a second and then just bring the band out in front again. And then repeat, so you bring the band across your chest, squeeze at the back there, hold, and then bring the band back towards you again. So again, going to come across the chest, squeeze, hold, and then come back. I'm going to show you how that looks from behind. So you stand like this, you bring the band across your chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together. You want to really pinch them together without allowing your shoulders to come up towards your ears. Keep the shoulders low, and then come back to in front, and then come back across again and squeeze. And before long, you should start to feel a working ache between your shoulder blades. And naturally, doing that a few times a day, you will start to open up again, and those muscles will have a bit of ambient tension in them, so that when you're moving around, they're already engaged. The next problem that makes people appear older than they need to is a short and shuffling gait. And one of the main reasons that people do this is because they've lost the ability to use their hip to push themselves forward. So if you watch my short shuffling gait again, my leg has to stop here because I can't extend it behind me any further. So then I have to pick it up and move it. So it gives me the appearance of a very short stride. And it also means that I'm off balance because I have to lean forward to give my hips more room. And it means I can't generate any power through the glutes by pushing off. So instead, what we want to be able to do is have the leg out behind us, pushing on. And I understand that many people have arthritis in their hips, which does make this more likely, but for many it's just because they haven't practiced the art of pushing back into hip extension. Now, hip extension is this movement here when the leg comes out behind you, and we only have 10 degrees of hip extension, even in an ideal world. So there isn't that much movement to regain. So that's actually a good thing. It means that most people can practice this movement. So I'm going to show you an exercise now. It's called a donkey kick, and it's a great exercise for increasing hip extension. So to make this exercise work, you need the back of a chair, something you can put your hands on like this. And you're just going to lean forward with a bit of weight going through your hands on a nice sturdy chair that isn't going to move. Now we're going to work one leg at a time, and I'm going to show you how the right leg works on me here. So from this position, we want to keep the back nice and straight. We're not rounding our back, keeping it straight. We're going just onto the opposite leg. And then with this leg, we're going to come forward and we're going to kick back like a donkey. So like forward and back like a donkey. And you can see here what I'm doing is I'm trying to lift that leg behind me as high as I can without moving my lower back. And you should feel a couple of things happening here. If you're anything like me, you'll feel that your hamstrings are trying to take over. But because we've got this bent knee like this, and then we kick out here, we're trying to knock the hamstrings out of the movement. So when I get to here, the main thing I can feel now is the glute kicking in. And that's exactly what we should feel. It's the glute that's doing the movement, and it's that forward and back kicking out movement that's going to increase hip extension. Now to show you on the other side, you get to this position again, you keep your back straight. We're going to go onto the right leg. The left knee comes up, and then we drive back and out. So up and back, up and back. And you want that leg to be about as straight as you can manage it at the back without bending your spine. And you want to keep doing this movement until you start to get a working ache in the buttock, right near the bottom of the buttock there, which is the glute max, which is the main muscle that does that hip extension. If you can do that each day, a couple of sets of that on each side, especially before you go out for a walk, what you'll find is you'll be better able to extend the hip, you'll be able to stride out more, and you'll look a lot younger, fitter, and more mobile on your feet. Another thing that makes people look older than they should do is slouching in a chair. So this kind of sitting position combines two things, the chin poking posture and the rounded shoulders, and it just doesn't give a very good appearance. It doesn't give the appearance of someone who's fit and mobile. So if we can stop doing it, that's going to be really beneficial. So what we're going to do here is we're going to work on how to open up the chest and also extend through the thoracic spine, which is your mid-back, and get some more mobility in the shoulders. So I'm going to show you a simple exercise you can do from a chair. To make this work, you just need a rolled up towel. So I've got a normal sized towel, I've rolled it into a cylinder like this, and we basically want to put it down behind our back vertically. So it's running along the spine, and we're just going to tuck it between our back and the back of the chair. We want to put it in a position where it's not going to move, and we lean back against it. So already you're going to feel like the towel is now pushing your spine forward. So now my chest is naturally coming out, And the exercise is very simple. First thing we're going to do is just tuck the chin in, and then we're going to do almost like a snow angel. So we're going to bring our arms up over our head, keeping the chest out as high as you feel comfortable, and then come all the way back down. Now, if you're a little bit restricted in your shoulder movement, don't worry if you can't get right up overhead. Even if you can just get to there, that's beneficial enough. You can come back down. But if you are able to get your arms right up overhead, I would recommend you try doing this. So keep your arms pinned back in line with your ears and then bring them up. And ideally, we want the hands to touch at the top. And you can see that's quite a challenge for me to keep really good posture throughout. So I'm pushing my chest forward, my shoulders stay back, my chin stays in, and then I lift up, 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 keeping the arms in line with the ears, and then just touching at the top. Again, if this aggravates anything, just don't do it or do half the movement, but it's a brilliant way to start to straighten up when you're sitting, and you'll feel that you'll naturally be more upright once you stop, and this can work pretty instantly. Now, I recommend doing this a few times a day. You don't need to do 15 or 20 of these in a row. 4 or 5 in a row works really, really well, a couple of times a day, and it will make a massive difference to your sitting posture. So I've just got one more thing to show you for how to look younger, no matter what your age is. But before I show you it, I just wanted to let you know that 88% of people who watch these videos have not yet subscribed to the channel. So if that's you, go down now, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free, but then you'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out, and it really, really helps the channel. So thank you if you do that. Anyway, I'm going to show you one last thing, and this is to correct something I see all the time that makes people look older than they need to, and that is a lack of ability to get in and out of a chair. Now, many people, as they age, they start to get lazy in their leg muscles, and they think, well, I've got arms, I'm just going to use the arms of the chair to lever myself in and out, and when I go down, I'm going to take all of the weight through my arms and just drop back in. And personally, I think there's nothing that makes someone look past their age than not really being able to get in and out of a chair. So I would say it's a priority. It's certainly a priority for the people I see to try and get them in and out of a chair without using their hands, and that translates across to a whole host of benefits elsewhere in life. So we're going to practice one of my favorite exercises, the sit to stand. It's a perfect compound move. It works the quads, it works the glutes, it works just about everything in the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice sturdy chair and shuffle right to the edge of it. You want your feet flat on the floor and your bottom perched just on the edge. And we're going to take the hands away from the movement straight away. And all we're going to do is bring some body weight forward, nose over toes, push up through the heels and stand. And then at the top of the movement, we're going to put it into reverse, but we're going to go down as slowly as we possibly can. So ideally, I tell people to take at least 4 seconds to reach the chair, and we should land on the chair without making a sound. So the chair shouldn't creak, it shouldn't sound like anyone's dropped down onto it, you shouldn't hear anything. And then that means that you've done it correctly. And you just need to practice this a few times in a row. If you're just getting started, maybe just do 3 in a row just to get yourself going, a couple of times a day just to practice that movement. It's really nice and safe. If you're not sure about this or you're finding it difficult, you can first of all build the chair up with some pillows to make it higher, or you can just use as little of the armrests as possible until you work your way up to not being able or to not needing to use them at all. So I hope that was useful. It's such a good exercise and probably my favorite on the whole list, and it will help you look younger as well. So those are 5 exercises that can help you appear younger. I hope that video has been useful. If you found it helpful, do leave a comment below because I do love to read your thoughts. And if you want to get more from me, you can get loads more tips like the ones in this video in my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and you can find it on Amazon using the link below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate the time you spend watching these videos. I hope they're useful, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next one.